This is the fourth interview with graduate students in my department. I am joined with one of my close friends in the department. His name is Hezekiah Adewinbi. I pronounced that correctly?
Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
Yeah.
He is an international student from Nigeria. So you did your undergraduate degree in Nigeria,
Yes, that's
and
correct.
then where did you get your master's degree?
Okay, so my undergraduate degree was from Nigeria. Then I got my first master's degree in Ghana at University of Cape Coast in Ghana. Then my second master's degree in Poland at University of Silesia.
Okay, so how come you got two master's degrees?
Okay, so when I was in Nigeria, I was just looking for scholarship opportunities. So I got one in Ghana. So after my Ghana masters, I was looking for a PhD opportunity. But unfortunately, it's another master's opportunity that came, and I was like, yeah, it's time to leave Africa to go to Europe. So I left.
How come you chose the university in Poland?
Also, scholarship in Poland is like the government of Poland. It is called NAWA scholarship. So when you get the scholarship, you get into the country and you learn language for about either 6 months or 1 year. Then you can choose any school that you want to go. So my choice of school based on most of the universities in Poland teaches in Polish.
Okay.
So I had to look for a school where I can do mathematics in English.
So they teach in English in your mathematics courses in Poland, or
Yes,
how?
so
I know you speak Polish a little bit.
yeah, so I know that mathematics is a language. So going and be doing mathematics in another language could be very, very challenging. So I just decided to look for, I think there are only two universities during my time that their language of instruction for mathematics department is English. So I just picked one of them.
Okay. Now, what was the application process like? Because some people will comment on my
Okay.
videos saying, "What's that process like?" Because they want to come to the U.S. to study, but they don't really know the roadmap to it, and I don't really. Because for me, I just applied to universities
Okay.
and was just hoping to get a scholarship or an assistantship. Is it any different for international students?
Okay, so for international students, so I did the same thing. One of the reasons why I chose because for international students there are a lot of qualifications. I mean, extra exams that you have to do before you can get into the US system.
Yeah.
So we have what's it called TOEFL, we have IATS, we have GRE, so we have Duolingo, so many of them.
Yeah.
So, but these are English exam.
They're
And
just testing your
yeah,
English
yeah.
communication
So
ability.
for me, it's expensive in Nigeria.
But isn't Nigeria an English speaking country? Because
Okay,
you told me that your native language is
yes.
English.
So our language of instruction in Nigeria is English, but there are a lot of languages. So, but in our universities, the language of instruction is English. So, but like the US, they don't see us as English speaking country.
Okay.
So, as part of the English speaking countries, so most times they will just tell us to write the exam. But because of COVID 19 in 2020, 2021, so some of these universities waived both GRE and TOEFL, of which it did
Yeah.
waived it.
Because
So,
I didn't take the GRE
yeah,
either.
so that was one of the reasons why I was able to apply, and also the application fee was also waived, so which make it much more better for me to be able to apply. So I think the application process is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just that some school require additional document, and I think one of the reasons why people from Africa difficult to apply to US school is because of the application fee. Because
Okay.
some application fee are $100. So if you convert it like as at today, $100 in my money in Nigerian money is more than 150,000, which means
Wait. 150,000
150,000, which is enough for you to buy a land.
by land?
Yeah,
Okay.
in Nigeria. So, and imagine somebody that wants to apply to 10 schools.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you have any trouble with that application process?
So I applied to many schools, both in the UK, I applied to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Then I applied to so many schools in the US. I got admission to New Zealand, but as at 2021, because of COVID 19, if I remember vividly, New Zealand closed the border. No one is going out, no one is coming in.
Okay.
So I was not able to go in with my admission and scholarship. So before the Kent own.
So did they just rescind their offer, or did they just say, okay, it's delayed indefinitely?
Okay, so they've not even sent the admission letter to me. So they just sent me a message through my advisor that is it possible for me to keep doing my research in Poland so that when the country is open, then I can just come in and they will back pay everything. And I told them yes. So, but I think the school changed their decision and said, okay, we are no more giving anybody admission this year then. Yeah, so then came and there was no funding. I was like, no way, no way. So I sent several emails to our graduate coordinator then, yeah,
Okay.
before he finally said, okay, no problem, we'll consider you.
So you studied fixed point theory
Yeah,
before coming here, and that's kind of your wheelhouse.
yeah.
Now, did you get into it because you had an advisor that liked fixed point theory and he kind of gave it to you, like, okay, I do this, so you gonna do this? Or did you pretty much say, I really like this subject, can I find an advisor that does something with this?
Oh,
So, which came first, chicken or the egg?
all right. So when I was in Ghana, there is this lecturer that is very, very friendly.
Yeah.
So it's like a father to me. So, and it was like, he told so many people to watch over me to make sure that I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I did not know. I only knew on the graduation day, though, yeah, that he did that. So when it was time to choose an advisor, because he's in pure math, so I decided to choose him. Then he just gave me a paper to go and review. Then that's how I fell in love with fixed point.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about measure theory in general?
I took measure theory class.
I bring it up because that's how me and you became friends.
Yeah.
Because we sat next to each other in that measure. Because we came in at the same time.
Yeah.
We sat next to each other in measure theory, and I remember that the instructor likes to erase things before you can write it down. And then I just looked over and saw you just like, threw your hands up.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit faster writing, although my handwriting's probably not as good.
Yeah.
So I just gave it to you to
Yeah.
read and cover. So that was our icebreaker moment.
Yeah, so I took measure theory class when I was in Nigeria during my undergraduate days. So, and I can remember the lecturer is very good, but he doesn't know how to explain.
Okay.
So he come to class with his notes, whether the note he used when he was in school, I don't know. Then he will start writing everything down. Then we'll keep copying.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to see anyone to help with that material. So I'm so sure I memorized everything.
Yeah.
And when I got to the exam, or everything mixed up together in my brain because it was too much.
Yeah.
And I don't think I understand up to 20% of the material. So everything mixed up. So, but I passed the course.
That's good.
Yeah. So when I came here, it was really a very, very tough time, especially for measure theory. Yeah.
What was the hardest math class you've ever taken?
Yeah.
I have, of all places.
What is the name of this course? So it was in Ghana. What is the name of this course? I forgot the name of the course. So the lecturer. Oh, why did I forget? I'll find out. So, but I remember the lecturer is an emeritus professor. Then he just came and just teach anyhow. It was very, 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 very hard.
Was it in the realm of analysis, or was it like?
Yes, it's in area of analysis, but the course was really another thing. Yeah, I'll find out the name before.
Okay. So me and you, I remember after we were done with our first year. Okay, when we came in, the fall 21 semester, there was a ton of new graduate students admitted. I remember.
Yeah.
because there was, I don't know how many there were, but there were a lot, and I think it was because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
There was a year there they didn't hire anyone
Oh.
new, so they had like 2 years worth of new students coming at the same time. So some of them went into applied mathematics, and then there was us 8, I think,
Yeah.
that did pure. And then of those 8, initially it was just me and you chose the analysis route.
Yeah.
so so me and you chose analysis. Now I know the reason why I chose it. Why do you lean toward analysis as opposed to algebra?
So okay, right from my undergraduate days, I really love analysis. I just like when we want to prove theorems and all those things, and I thought I am good at it.
You're a good teacher.
Yeah, I love teaching, and when it comes to analysis, I see so many people running away.
Yeah.
I see so many people failing the course. So, and I used to teach my mate then. So I was like, this thing is very nice, and it's what devoting my time into. So right from that time, I developed um interest
Yeah.
in analysis.
When your math education, was it analysis heavy? Because I mentioned a long time ago that there's a stereotype that international students tend to be better at analysis than American students versus American students being better at algebra.
Oh,
I don't know if there's any merit to this sentiment, but from my own personal experience, I see you're more comfortable in the analysis realm.
yeah.
And personally, I thought that I was a little bit better at algebra
Okay.
than analysis, but I wanted to do analysis because it felt like what I should be doing.
Okay.
Just that's not a very good reason, but it just feels like more. It just feels more comfortable for me. So, are you more comfortable doing analysis than algebra?
Yeah, I'm more comfortable doing analysis. Algebra, I don't really like it right from undergraduate. Not like the interest is not that
Deep,
high,
yeah.
deep compared to analysis. So, but when I was in Ghana, when it was time for me, I think for me it's always flip, both analysis and algebra. What do I mean by flip? When I was in Ghana, one man came to teach us Lee group and Lee algebra,
Mm-hmm.
which I really love so much. Like at the point when I was about to choose my thesis topic, I was like, let me go for this man and go and do algebra.
Yeah.
So someone called me like a mentor, like, so far that you find interest in Lee group and Lee algebra doesn't mean that you'll be good at algebra.
Yeah.
So don't make that mistake. The path that you've taken, just continue with it. So that was why I changed back to analysis.
Yeah.
So, and after some time, when we came here to first semester, I think I felt more comfortable with algebra.
Here.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah.
Do you
At
think
least-
that had anything to do with the way the classes were
Yes.
taught? Okay.
Yes. So yeah, the way the classes and the person that handled it. So not like I don't have to think too much. I just know that okay, this theorem, this is how this thing follows. Then it was very easy for me. So
The-
maybe because of the person that handled the analysis. But now I think I'm more comfortable with analysis now.
He takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
Once you understand the way he does things, you're like, okay, now I know where he's going. I
Yeah.
know how to take notes.
Yeah.
Because the very first semester here, my notes were awful. They were disorganized. I would miss pages because they
Yeah.
were like loose leaf paper. They would get thrown on my desk because we're sitting at my desk right now in my office, and they'd get disorganized like this. You see here, and then I knew it was screwing me essentially because we had to prepare for the exam.
Mhm.
So what I would do instead was like more or less look at what you guys had and then just go off on my own and look up the topics on the internet or in textbooks or anything like that. What was your preparation like for that exam? Because me and you were very similar, I think, in terms of preparation.
Yeah. So when we came and we started measure theory, it was very, very hard because like everything I know, almost like 80% of what I knew in analysis, the lecturer summarized it in just one class. So for me, I've not really refreshed my memory of these things Then he jump into what I do not know. So, and also in terms of writing, I think it's someone that is not really coordinated.
Okay.
And my type of a person, I want to know, okay, what are we doing? Then where did it end?
Yeah.
Then what are we doing next? How does what we are doing next? What is the connection between what we are doing next and what we've done before? So, but in class, I don't see that connection at all.
I think that's most of us would say that. Too.
Yeah, so sometimes we are proving theorem, and in between, you already prove a lemma or a preposition. So I don't know how. For me, I'll be like, let's prove the lemma first.
Yeah.
Let's prove the preposition first. Then when we preposition first. Then when you are proving the theorem, then just make reference to this.
Yeah.
But within one theorem, so I don't know when we ended the theorem. So it was very difficult to read my notes. But also for me, I think I was a little bit lazy. I supposed to have checked those things up on the internet and checked textbook so that I know what is doing. But sometimes he doesn't recommend textbook as well. So
He teaches completely from memory,
Yeah.
by the way. He has no notes.
Yeah.
They're all in his head.
Yeah. So it's difficult to really follow. But now I think I'm okay with him.
Do you, I know I've said this before, so I apologize, but there was, in the beginning when I was doing mathematics,
Okay.
I was always lecture dependent. Like, I needed the lectures. I could not read a math textbook.
Okay.
Like, I would get confused by simple statements like, the derivative of a sum is equal to sum of derivatives.
Okay.
Like, that statement would confuse me as, like, an 18-year-old. But as time has progressed, and now I'm, 10 years on from that point, now I don't even like lectures anymore.
Okay.
Like, it's nothing against the lecturer. It's just the way I prefer to learn math now
Okay.
is from textbooks.
Yes.
Are you the same way?
Uh
Do you use the lectures more than
yeah,
textbooks?
I think I use the lecture more than textbook.
Okay.
So what I do is I will just look at the topic in the notes or in the class. Then I will just go through the notes. So if there's anything that I do not understand in the note, I will just check it up on the internet. Maybe another proof
Yeah.
of a particular theorem, then check it up on the internet. Then if I see that there are some other thing around that we didn't cover in class, then
Yeah.
I go ahead and read it. So but one thing that works for me, that's why my reading is a little bit very slow. If I grab a textbook and I start reading it like this, if I didn't write something down, I don't believe that I still understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot hold the textbook like this and just and open it and keep open. No, I have to write something down.
Mm-hmm.
So I have notes. When I'm reading anything different from what is in the note on the internet, I make sure that I write it down.
Okay.
That's when I believe that, okay, yes, I understand it.
How do you feel about looking up answers on the internet for homework problems?
So for measure theory, so I think it's now. For me,
I've mentioned on the channel that sometimes you got to do it.
yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll borrow the knowledge now and then I'll earn it later.
yeah,
Which
so-
I do. I think it's okay if you do that.
Yeah. So
But
for
some people would disagree with me.
Yeah, so for me, I don't feel bad about it. And for me, I try my best.
Yeah.
And I know that even looking up answer on the internet and writing it down, not just copying and write it down, think about it. Why do they use this method and this method here? I still learned something.
Yeah.
So for me, when I look at it, I make sure that I understand every line, how they are connected. So that when I see something that is related to that next time, I know that, oh, this is how to bring this and this together.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the journey of math, I don't think it's possible not to. Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
Now, you favor complex analysis because, as far as I know, you're the only one up and down this hallway that's doing research in complex analysis. Is that true?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you talk a little bit about the research process in complex? Like, what are you researching, I guess?
Okay, so what I'm doing in complex analysis now is more or less relationship between functions.
Okay.
So just approximating functions, so using modulus of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a continuous function. Then I want to see how close is this continuous function to a polynomial.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will use modulus of continuity to see what the best approximation will be.
Okay. Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like applied in a way.
Yeah.
So how come you choose pure math over applied math? Are you allergic to money?
Well, no. I supposed to have switched from pure math to applied math.
Aren't most of your friends here in the
Yeah.
department are applied math, and you're
Yes.
the only one.
Yeah.
It's
So,
pure.
but sincerely, I don't like programming.
You don't like computer programming?
Yeah, so it's very hard for me. I know Python. I know because I use Python programming language for my fixed point.
Yeah.
So because when I was doing it, I was able to derive complex equations, very long, very big. So and all I need are just the roots.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was able to use Sage, SAGE, and Python to do it.
Do you know MATLAB?
I don't know MATLAB too much, so it's very difficult for me to code. So I was like,
I mentioned
There is
coding before here because I don't really know coding either. But I remember using MATLAB to a good degree. Do you use MATLAB at all?
yes, I use MATLAB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know LaTeX?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean, everyone kind of has to.
Yes.
I used LaTeX to write my thesis,
Okay.
but I was kind of just borrowing knowledge that I needed in the moment, and I didn't commit it.
Oh.
Here's the thing, though. My thesis was very closely related to someone else's research.
Okay.
So he says, "Well, here's his LaTeX document."
Oh, just
So
keep
I
editing.
didn't plagiarize or anything,
Oh.
but I just used that as like a template to write my own. So I was like, okay, so what worked over here that I can apply over there?
Okay.
And then as soon as the thing was done, I forgot all. I know the basic LaTeX code, but using LaTeX is another skill.
I use LaTeX every time. My CV, I use LaTeX to build it.
Okay.
So anytime I want to even type letter, I'm more comfortable using LaTeX compared to Microsoft Word. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, we need to figure out how to code
yeah.
because the applied math boys, they're always in here coding.
Yes.
Because in my office, most of the people in my office are applied math, and I see the kind of stuff that they do.
Yeah, I don't just like the part of coding, so that's why I was like, oh, let me just stay in pure math. If I need any code, it will not be something that I have to write for the whole day or for the whole year.
You can just use
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
just
Just go to ChatGPT, say, "Hey, can you code me
yeah.
the snake game?" And then it'll code it for you.
Yeah.
I saw him do it. Robbie did it here
Oh,
for me.
okay. Yeah. So, but when it comes to research, there are some things that ChatGPT will not understand when it comes
Yeah.
to coding and when it comes to you have a data, so you don't want to expose the data to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So and the sense that you want to make from the data, ChatGPT may not understand it, and now you have to code it. No. Sometimes I'm on the first line and still thinking, okay, what will the next line be? Yeah, so I don't want to give myself that kind of headache. I better sit down with the theorem
Yeah.
and start thinking better than sitting on something I do not know. Yeah.
When you studied for that first qual and the second one, just in quals in general, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I talk about it way too much. How many hours a day did you spend to it?
So preparing for call. So I think one of the mistake I made during this semester was
Was this the first time you took it?
yes, the first time.
Okay.
So I was thinking, oh, summer break is 3 months.
Yeah.
It's enough for me to study. So I just come to class because there was no exam.
Yeah.
So come to class, write notes. All I was looking for is let me just solve problems.
Yeah.
So
Do
that I
problem
can present
solving.
it in class and get my grade. So anytime I'm able to solve the problem, I feel comfortable. I didn't bother to do anything. So it's
Yeah.
like I've achieved something very big.
Yeah.
So I just kept my notes. I was piling up everything. So during the break, then it dawned on me that now 3 months is not enough to prepare. So when I started preparing, it was difficult for me to read anything very deep, to go deep into any of the topics.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, oh, I have so many things to do. Let me just read it whether I understand it or not. Okay, if it come out, this is what is this. So fortunately, the qualifying exam came, and because I was not so deep in any of the topics.
When
So-
they were you an optimist up to the day they hand like the day before?
Oh yes.
Like
so
when did it sink in? Like, oh crap, this is not gonna go my way.
also for me, I just believe like I don't what like I don't permit fear.
Okay, you
S-
you're a very confident individual.
Yeah, so I just be like, anything that happens, there is always a way.
Yeah,
So I don't want to kill myself before that thing happened.
yeah.
So for me, I just be like, okay, let's go to the exam one. Let's see what will happen.
So when you saw the test questions, was that when you realized like I can't do this, or
So when I saw the text question, so I was still banging on the fact that okay, my complex analysis, I will have a very good score,
yeah,
and analysis, I know that I didn't perform very well. So anything I have there, when they had it together, at least they will have mercy on us.
what's that?
Like they will spare us. Like they will pass us with anything we get.
Oh, okay.
So once they see that we are able to do at least our best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't the case.
Yeah, so until when I saw the message, I was like, until they sent me
Yeah.
them email and I saw, okay, this at master's level, I was like, okay, good, let's keep it. What's next? Then I started developing strategies.
Yeah. So what did you do different the second time around?
Okay, so as I said, when I prepared for the call the first time, I didn't go deep into any of the topic. So immediately I knew that, oh, I'll be doing it again. So I grabbed all the materials that I used to prepare before. Then I started looking at each topic one after the other,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to go deep, bringing some other stuff from the internet, trying to understand it. So, and I didn't wait till the time of exam. So I started learning it. So one thing that the lie that always comes to our brain is when I read this thing, I'll forget it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. But what I notice while preparing is yes, read it. Once I read it and it's already in my memory, if I forget when I'm reading it the second or the third time, it's very easy for me to grab it.
Yeah.
So immediately I find that. So I was like, okay, I will read all the materials for the qualifying exam as if I have the exam tomorrow.
Did you focus on real more than complex, or
Oh.
did you do them like 50-50?
No, I focused on complex compared to real.
Because that one's the most predictable.
Yeah.
You know that if you nail that one,
Yeah.
then as long as you get scraps from real,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think I got everything from that.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I probably studied real more than
Okay.
complex
Okay.
because I knew just how predictable it was.
Okay.
So I was like, I can probably, with a little, not as much effort, get a pretty good score.
Okay.
But in measure theory, I was like, you have to. I tried my very best.
Yeah, so I know that we need at least 70. So, and my target was, okay, let me go for 50 in complex. Yeah.
Because it's 50 and 50.
Yeah,
on each,
so
right? So
it's-
you get all of the points
Yeah.
from complex. and
Yeah,
then-
it just favored us that they change the lecturer so that it's not this particular lecturer that is in charge of both. It will have been also still difficult.
yeah.
So I was like, no, I can predict this one. So let me go and focus more and see if I can get the whole 50. Then this, even if it is 20,
Yeah.
then that will be fine. So during the exam, when I saw that the theorem that was asked, I knew it. I was like, okay, so that's fine. It's getting better now.
Yeah.
Because once question number one, which is the theorem from the notes, once you don't know it, just forget about it. Every other thing is just
Yeah.
upside down. So
How come you didn't take probability theory with me?
so
Last year when we were.
okay, so then you took 3 classes.
So
we
we
for
took.
me, I took 2 with one seminar.
Okay, so wait, did I not take the seminar that first
So
year?
Devin, if you did, then you
Well, we
took
took-
4 classes. Then
Okay, we took potential theory.
yes, potential.
And
theory.
then I took the probability theory course.
Okay.
What did you take instead of it?
I know I took potential theory.
We took complex too.
Yes, potential theory, complex 2, and seminar.
Okay, I'm pretty.
Measure theory seminar.
I don't think I took the seminar that first semester. I can't remember. I think I probably showed up anyway,
Oh, okay.
but I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, we talked a lot about this stuff. So when you finish, why are you getting your PhD now as opposed to earlier?
What do you mean by earlier?
So, like you was school just a straight bullet for you, or were there periods of time where you said, okay, let me just go work for a while, make some money, and then go back to school? What was that like?
Okay, so for most international students, or let me speak about Nigeria.
Okay,
For Nigeria, so after high school, it's difficult to get into the university.
to get a university job, it's
Yeah,
hard.
not to get into the university, to get admission into
Oh.
the university. So you have to do at least 2 exams,
Mm-hmm.
not three.
3 exams.
Yeah, so there's what we call JAMB,
Jump.
is Joint Admission and Matriculation Board.
Okay.
So you have to do that. You have to do what we call WAEC, West African Examination Council.
Okay.
So as you're coming out of high school, you have to do WAEC.
All right.
Then after that, when you pass WAEC and you have all your results, or before you do JAMB,
Yeah.
JAMB expires every year.
Oh, so you have to renew
it's
it.
yearly. Okay. So then you now go to the university to go and do what you call like entrance exam.
Okay.
So there are some people, they have their WAEC results. That one does not expire, but they fail JAMB.
Mm-hmm.
So they wait till next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are some people that now pass both WAEC and JAMB, and they went for the screening exam from the university that they've chosen. If they fail, they have to wait for another year again. But don't forget, they will rewrite JAMB again. So it's
Yeah.
very, very hard.
Yeah.
So after my high school, I think I waited for about 2 years.
Okay.
Then I went to College of Education, Teachers College, for 3 years. So after Teachers College, I had to wait for 1 year because of my results, so that I can get direct entry into the university.
Mm-hmm.
So I got direct entry into the university another 3 years.
Okay.
So after my university, we have what you call national service.
Mm-hmm.
You have to serve the government.
Yeah.
So I did that for 1 year. I waited before they posted me. I waited for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, they posted me. Then I went for it for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then before I traveled to Ghana. So now I've been studying since 2009.
You have played the long game,
Yeah,
my friend.
Yeah, since 2009 I've been in school.
Man.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you just want out, you just want to go do something else?
No.
This is where your home
Yeah.
is? You love it here?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good because, I mean, I'm only recently now kind of getting antsy. Like, it's like, man, I want to have a family and get a job
Okay.
because that's not happening
Yeah.
while I'm in school. But whatever. What do you attribute to having made it this far? Was it your parents that helped support you? Was it some mentor that you've had in college? Or were you just naturally gifted in the realm of complex analysis that you were able to get here? Because it is all hard work.
Yeah.
Because me and you pretty much had the same work ethic.
Yeah. Well, so when I was growing up, when I was we have elementary school.
Yeah.
So when I come home with assignment, I know that there is one brother that used to help me with the assignment.
Mm.
So right from elementary school, I knew that I was very good at math.
Okay.
So right from that time, so when I was in high school, they used to sell some book, and I read it in that book that your passion, no, what you are good at. I don't know how the English construction was, but it's just like when you want to choose career, choose what you are good at
Yeah.
as your career path. So, and because I was good at mathematics right from elementary school, I was like, I'm going for that. So
You made life decisions at
yeah,
8.
so that's how it started. No support, but what has kept me is just I know that okay, I'm good at this thing, I do it, and people appreciate it.
Yeah.
Then when scholarships started coming, I was like, okay, so let's keep going.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going. So that's the
Was there ever a moment where you doubted, like, he's like, oh crap, this is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe I should do something else. Or did you
uh
just like, well, this is the reality of the situation. I'm gonna deal with it and not worry about it.
okay, so when I got to this place, when it was very hard, especially the measure theory seminar, I was just my thought was not like I want to leave mathematics,
Yeah.
but my thought was like I'm not meant to be here in this school.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I will be better off somewhere else.
Yeah.
But not like leave school or leave PhD and go for something else. So I was already looking for another opportunity in Canada. But at the point I was like, no. Okay, so there is when you are walking inside the school, you see that thing that they said you belong here.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
I was coming one morning very frustrated,
Yeah.
and I saw you belong here. And for me, when I see things, I was just like, okay. Yeah.
Did you believe it or did you think it was sarcasm?
I believed it immediately. I was like, okay, this meant for me.
Okay.
Then, from that time, the thought, whenever any thoughts come, like, oh, you are not good enough or you are not supposed to be, I would just be like, no, I belong here.
Yeah.
I am rightly positioned. Those are my 2 words.
Do you have any fear about traveling?
No.
No fear.
No.
What do you fear?
Ah,
We're getting to the interesting
fear.
questions. What do you fear?
Like
I don't think you know what you fear.
I don't
You're
think-
fearless.
Like I don't think I fear anything, but humanly speaking, some fear used to come. How will the future look like?
Yeah.
So, but for me, one thing I used to do is when it comes to thinking about the future, I would just think about the past
Yeah.
and think about, okay, sometimes ago you are thinking about how this will come into play, how you'll be able to solve this, how you'll be able to do this, but you're able to do it now. So leave the future, focus on now. So yeah, that's what I do most time.
Okay. Very good. Let me ask some more
Okay.
technical. Do you struggle with time management at all?
Yes. So
There's a guy outside the window blowing something. I don't know. He's a lawn caretaker. I really hope it's not showing up
Yeah.
on the audio, but let's keep talking.
yeah, so for me, sometimes when I achieved something very great, I just decided not to do any other thing again, just to enjoy myself, like sleep more and other things. So, of which, yeah, most times I plan my time,
Yeah.
but I don't used to follow it. Yeah, I may plan the whole day, like, oh, this time to this time I want to read reanalysis, this time and this time I want to read measure theory. But at the end of the day, I may not, but I will still do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's difficult
I think.
to manage the time.
I don't know. It depends. Like for me personally, because there are things that I am not doing right now that I definitely need to do,
Okay.
and I use mathematics and studying and research as like an excuse not to do them.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm able to stick with it for as long as I've stuck with it,
Okay.
because I think I mean it's not healthy. You definitely need to. You can't just do math 24/7.
Mhm.
What do you do when you're not doing math? How do you relax?
Okay, so when I'm not doing maths, I'm listening to music.
What music do you listen to?
Also, I listen to Christian music.
Christian music?
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so or I listen to messages from different pastors. Yeah, so or study my Bible.
Study your Bible.
Yeah, so or also hang out with friends
Mm-hmm.
to play maybe indoor or outdoor games. So we have quite a number of indoor games that we used to play. We play sequence. We play
Board games. You
Yes,
mean?
yes,
Okay.
yes. We play sequence. We play Ludo. We play chess and all those things. So and if it is outside, sometimes we go bowling.
Bowling.
Yeah. So
Every person that I've talked to so far says they like video games and they like playing it, but you are not. You don't touch that
Nah.
stuff.
even games on my phone, I don't used to play it.
Yeah,
Like I'm not a game person.
not a game person. I have become less of a game person. I mean, I
Okay.
do like them still because I grew up with them,
Okay.
but it's just the older I've gotten, the less interested I am in them. But I still have some interest. So, okay. How are we doing on time? We're doing all good. How much more time do you want to be here? Or do you want to
It's
wrap
okay.
up?
Anyway.
Okay, just making sure.
That's okay.
When do you think you'll do your candidacy exam?
So I think it depends on me. I know what to do, but I've not really taken time to sit and think. And why? Just because of the classes we're taking.
Yeah.
It's taking too much of my time because I want to present solution and it's not forthcoming. So yeah, so it depends on me, but I just wish I can do it this year just to stop taking classes.
Yeah,
So that
because
I can
after
just-
you do the candidacy, you don't have to take classes anymore, and you can just focus on research and teach
yeah,
the classes that we're given and all that good stuff.
yeah,
You don't have to do homework. We don't really take tests
Yeah.
anymore, but the homework can be.
yeah,
The homework takes time.
yeah, a lot of time because you have to understand the notes before you can do the homework. So
So, do you think you would do anything different if you had to go back and do it over again?
also, I think what I would do differently. So when I was in the university, yeah, because of the structure of the university. So when I read very little and I understand something and I'm able to teach my mates, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
So instead of going more, learn more. So I think if I to go back, I would just do more, learn more,
Learn more.
and not just be comfortable. Like when I see myself as a champion among my mates, and I'll be like, oh, I have arrived.
Yeah.
So instead of doing more, so yeah.
Did you get humbled when you came in here?
Oh, very, very humble.
Did you come in here with supreme confidence, like I'm way better at math than anyone else here, or like amongst your peers? It's a dangerous question to
Yeah,
ask.
so I don't have that mindset of I'm better off than anyone. So I just when I get to a system, I try to do whatever I can do and see if there's any help I can render. But when I came, I was very humbled. You remember one guy in our class that
Was he the young guy? The undergrad?
yeah,
Like he had red hair?
I didn't know that he was an undergraduate student. I thought he's a graduate student. I mean a PhD student.
Yeah.
So because no, the guy is no respect for him.
Respect.
Yeah, so I had to go and meet him and I was like, hey, because it was very difficult to solve some problems and I just want to pass this class.
Yeah.
So I had to talk to him because when he writes on the board, he doesn't even write.
Yeah, like he would write down ideas and
just
then he would
explain.
just tell you like
Yeah.
what he wanted to do next, and then when you go back to look over it and write it down, it's like, well, none of this makes any.
Yes, it was difficult for me and I was like, God, why was I not born in America and be trained with American curriculum right from onset?
Well, here's the thing about that. There's many Americans and Europeans, because they feel like they have a right to speak on it, but many Americans are very critical of their education system. That they don't think it's very good. What do you think about that statement?
Yeah, for me it's very good. Okay, so it depends on their reasons.
It depends. I think it also depends on where in the U.S.
Yes, okay. So for me, I like a system that is very challenging,
Yeah.
that push me out of my shell.
Yeah. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, so I love it. So I know with my relationship with the students here in America,
Yeah.
especially undergraduates, they don't want to learn.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah,
understatement.
so they want to be comfortable.
Yeah, they
just
definitely want to be
They
comfortable.
just want you to tell them, A plus B is equals to C, and on the exam or on the test, just give them A plus B and let them write C.
Yeah.
And find their way, and which does not work in mathematics.
No, it does
So,
not.
but I know that the curriculum is very, very good. A lot of stuffs are in the curriculum because even some of the things I taught in algebra for calculus, I was learning it for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
2 master's degree, you're learning
Yeah, so
new
no-
stuff in the pre-calc
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So not that I don't know all these things, but the system where I am from is x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equals to 0. Solve.
Yeah.
That's all. So what is the interpretation? You got 2 roots. What does that mean?
Yeah.
How did they come up with the equation? So that's what I learned from algebra for calculus. That it's not about just solve. How did they come up with the equation? And
Yeah.
after solving, what conclusion can you draw? In the system where I came from,
Doesn't
nothing
do
like
that.
that. It's just solve. This is the theorem, proof.
So it gives like a context to like
Yes.
why roots are important.
Yeah, so nobody is ready to explain to you that okay, this is the reason why this is the reason why this is the. They don't have that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but American system build you up in a way where you can think
Yeah.
on your own. Like,
But that's the issue, though. They don't want to think on their
so
own.
for me, I like that system. So, and I was like, oh, I should have been in this system for a very long time to have been so helpful. So when I came and I saw that guy and some other people, and I was like, no. So, but I know that. So I watched the life of the guy. I saw that he reads a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, this guy is not just good.
Yeah.
It's because of the effort he's putting in.
Here's the thing. My brother mentioned this too. He goes, I think a lot of American education systems, depending on where you are, obviously, but they kind of set it up to where if you really want to be a master of your craft, the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
Like what we saw with our
Mhm.
friend in
Mhm.
that class. He was in a situation where because he liked it so much and he was, talented analyst,
Mhm.
he was able to basically school the PhD students in the class like me and you. But at the same time, like when we teach American students here, they, like you said, the notes say A plus B equals C, and then on the test they expect you to write A plus B equals
Mhm.
and then fill in the blank, because they don't. You
Yeah.
don't want, if you don't want to be challenged, you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you want to be challenged, then the opportunity is there. I don't know if I can really say that that was my experience in class in
Okay.
high school, because I feel like there was just, as long as you'd put in effort, you would get an A,
Mhm.
and it kind of gives you a false sense of security, like, oh, I'm really good at math.
Yeah.
Because I felt that way,
Mhm.
because I was probably the best math student at my high school. But then as soon as I started writing up proofs, all confidence left me. I was like, this is too hard. So, had the education system been a little bit different, would I have quit math early on? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, the education system here is good, very challenging, but sincerely, I love it because I've learned a lot from the system. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm not regretting it that I came from that system because I know that I just need to put in more effort. So, which means that when my mates are reading for 1 hour, maybe I need 3 or 4 hours
Yeah.
to be able to catch up. So, and which is becoming a little bit better now.
You have advice for new people coming in?
So,
When I mean new people, I mean like college kids, 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
oh, okay. So, yeah, it is better to decide on time what you want to do with your life.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
this is the time you
very
need to make a
important.
decision.
Yeah, because right from high school, I already knew that yes, I want to tread in this part of mathematics.
Yeah.
So it was not difficult for me. And so when it comes and I think of giving up, I'll be like, nah, I'm not going to give up. I've made up my mind. So for people who are just coming up, yeah, even when you made up your mind and said this is what you want to do, it will be very challenging. And don't look at other things and be like, oh, like you said you want to do hay and you were doing hay and you be like, I think B will be much more better because you are looking at B from outside.
Yeah.
But if you leave A and you go to B, you may see that it's almost the same thing that is going on, or B is more harder.
Yeah.
So, but for me, once I decide that, okay, this is what I want to do, no matter how difficult it may be, I will put in all my best to make sure that I succeed in that area. So, just decide, don't jump around and be looking for something that is easy, because
Commit.
if it is easy, everybody will be doing it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you will not really.
So you think it's more about working hard, right? It's about practice.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being good at math, because everyone here is good at math. Like everyone here, I would say, was at one point good at math.
Yeah.
But then what keeps you going is the hard work.
Yeah.
Except me.
Yeah.
Is the
Except, hey, your interview is in a week, so we're coming to the end.
Oh,
here.
sorry, you are having okay.
Yeah, but don't worry, we're at the end. We're at the end. Okay.
So
All right.
it's just practicing. So.
Okay. All right. Let me ask one. This is the last question. What is
Okay.
your favorite number and why?
I don't think I have a favorite number. Sincerely.
Okay,
Well,
what was the first number that came to mind when I asked?
Okay, so when you ask, it's 12.
12?
Yeah,
Why 12?
because it's my birthday.
That's a great reason. Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Hezekiah. Is there anything that you want to conclude with or ask me or anything?
No.
No?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for doing this for me.
All right.